Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa Somuayina and I have dedicated my psychic abilities to helping you gain more clarity, heal yourself, as well as become the person you've always dreamt of being. And today's Pick a Card Tarot reading is dedicated to all of you who would like to figure out exactly what you don't see in yourself but your crush certainly does. So these things can range from mannerisms to the way you speak, little details in your physical appearance, as well as just the overall vibe and energy that you're giving off to your crush, what they think about it, and how they feel. And this psychic reading is designed to be lighthearted and fun, but also really detailed, so make sure that you grab a drink or a snack, make yourself comfortable, or tune into your group while you're commuting, because as usual, my beautiful unicorn family, the choice is yours. And speaking of choices, I have 4 groups prepared for you that you can choose from, and I would like you to pick one of these 4 groups intuitively. And if you need a little bit of help selecting one of these 4 groups, do know that I have a free PDF downloadable. It's linked down below in the description box. You can go to my website, bowlife.com, download the PDF, as well as a free guide on how to cleanse your crystals. And for all of you who are wondering about the crystal jewelry that I'm wearing today, we've got Moonstone, Citrine, as well as Amethyst. All of these crystal jewelry pieces are from my website, bowlife.com. You can find that below in the description box as well, alongside a brief summary of the different crystals that I'm wearing today and the type of qualities that they bring to the table, so you know exactly what type of crystals that I'm wearing for your readings. But now let's get into the fun. I will be introducing you to these 4 groups, as well as providing you with a little moment of privacy so you can meditate on them. So hold tight, my beautiful unicorn fam, and let's get to know each one of these 4 groups on a little more of a personal note. Group number 1 corresponds to the Linestrider tarot deck. Group number 2 corresponds to the Crystal the Stone Oracle deck. Group number 3 corresponds to the Ostara tarot deck. And group number 4 corresponds to the Spiritsong tarot deck. These are the corresponding boxes. We've got the Linestrider tarot deck, the Crystals the Stone deck, the Ostara tarot, as well as the Spiritsong tarot deck. The timestamps to all 4 of these groups can be found down below in the description box, as well as pinned to the top of the comment section. So I will now provide you with a little moment of privacy so you can meditate on these 4 groups if you please. So feel free to take a little more time to make up your mind, or to use these moments in order to make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, as well as hit the thumbs up button on this video. This helps increase the reach of my video so more people can benefit from my content, and I get to continue to live my dream of creating these amazing pick a card readings for you. So I'll speak to you in an instant. So by now you've hopefully been able to select one of these 4 groups. I will be starting off the readings with the first group, which corresponds to the Linestrider tarot deck. So if this is indeed the group that you selected, then please continue watching. And to all of my other lovely groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello all my beautiful souls who happen to have been drawn to the Linestrider tarot deck, which connects to the group number 1. The Linestrider tarot deck will help guide us to figure out what you don't see in yourself, but your crush does see within you. So I do want to move straight into it after just commenting on how absolutely gorgeous this deck is. I love the beautiful blue watercolor art. Blue is a very calm and relaxing type of color, which may also speak to your character or the reason as to why you felt drawn to the Linestrider tarot deck. But now let's move into your reading to figure out exactly what you don't see in yourself but your crush does. We've got the 9 of Pentacles, so I can see here that your crush sees you as someone who is financially really smart and literate and kind of a boss. Group number 1, to be very honest with you. The 9 of Pentacles shows me here that your crush definitely also asks themselves whether you've maybe come from a wealthy background, from a background of a lot of fortune where life has been made more easy for you. Now that doesn't mean that that's actually true, group number 1, okay? So don't mix up the truth or how you feel about yourself with what your crush sees in you, or how your crush seems to see you as a human being. So the Nine of Pentacles does definitely show me here that they feel as though you've always lived a pretty good life, and that maybe you've come from an affluent background and that you've had a lot of privileges. Now the truth may have been very different, as I do see here within the Five of Pentacles that you've had your own fair share of struggles, group number one, and you've arguably had more struggles than most people, especially in the earthly realms, to establish yourself with your career, to maybe get past pretty privilege or the perceived privilege that others may see in you if you do come from a wealthy background, making your own name and moving past preconceived notions of others. So if you are a person who is socially, conventionally attractive, you may have had to work really hard to move past just being a pretty face. If you did come from a background where your family or just overall your environment was supportive, some people may say, well, you know, you've had it easy, but you had to make a name for yourself. You had to truly fight to get to where you are, and you feel as though you've also had to prove your worth to others. So that is a case where privilege actually ends up making things a little less easy than you think it would. Now, that's not to mean that your privileges that you may have had in life did not help you, but at the same time, privilege doesn't always equal privilege depending on the situation. The Four of Pentacles shows me here that your crush sees in you someone who is built for a stable relationship, who is built for a long-lasting relationship. Now, group number one, you may have feared that one day you may be alone. You may even be of the morbid opinion or mindset that you're not sure if there's anyone out there, and you may actually end up dying alone. I mean, I've heard it all before on my channel, and when I was offering personal readings, which right now I'm not doing that, but maybe I will sometime soon. It really depends on how much available energy that I have for that. But do know here, group number one, that in the Four of Pentacles, your crush definitely sees you as someone who is husband or wifey material, whichever you identify as, and someone who you can build a long-lasting relationship with. The Six of Swords does also show me here that your crush sees you as someone who is very smart and who simply needs to overcome certain fears and certain things that you've built up in your head to be way bigger than they truly are. And a lot of it has to do with your capacity when it comes to the intellectual part of yourself. I can definitely see that you're downplaying how smart that you are, or you're kind of even unaware of how intelligent that you truly are, group number one. But your crush sees in you someone who is not only eloquent and intelligent, but is also fun and quick and witty. But they can see that you still have a little bit of work to do to fully understand just how amazing of a person that you are, just how amazing your mind alone truly is. No matter what you look like on the outside or what types of privileges that you were given in life, I do see here in the Six of Swords that your crush sees you as someone who is so beautiful and so fortunate just to have the mind and the heart that you have. Next up, we've got trust. So group number one, in what you don't see in yourself, but your crush certainly does, is that you're a very easy to trust individual. Okay, you're a trustworthy human being. That's probably a better way to say it, group number one. Excuse my English. In the trust card, I can see here that you may not be aware of this, but a lot of people do want to come to you with their drama or their secrets because they feel as though you're the type of person who will keep those secrets safe forever, and they feel like you're a very trustworthy individual. So if you know a lot of people's life stories, if you have screenshots to prove things that may ruin people's lives, you know why, group number one. It's because a lot of people seek in you a little safe space and safe haven. The transformation card shows me here that your crush sees that you still have a lot that's coming ahead of you, okay? A big sort of transformation that you're going through. And again, you may not be as aware of your beauty as other people are. I can see that in the transformation card, especially if you've always kind of identified more as the ugly duckling and that's now changing. Maybe you're either getting older, maturing, or finding your own style and finding things that are truly flattering for you at this stage in your life. Know here that your crush is noticing how you're leveling up and kind of going through a little glow up, if you will. I do also want to use some letters within your reading. So we have the letter E as well as the letter O. So I can definitely see here within E as well as O that part of your transformation is on an emotional level, and I can definitely see here that you're transforming into someone who is more mature. I can see that you're transforming into someone who is more open-minded and who, emotionally speaking, can use that open-mindedness in order to understand other people in difficult situations, and that's also a character trait that really serves you in your career, or will still serve you in your career if you're still growing into your entire professional life. The moon has already showed up twice for you, group number 1. We already have the moon here showing up within the trust card right up here, and now we actually have the moon card show up for you. The moon card speaks of being an imaginative person, but also someone who, again, is very intuitive, who doesn't need other people to tell them what to do. You already know deep within whether choices are right for you or whether it's best for you to just keep looking for something else. And the moon also shows me that what you don't see in yourself, but your crush certainly does, is that you're more seductive than you think you are. You're more attractive in a sensual and sexual way than you ever thought. And in the Four of Feathers, we have another nod to the trust card, to the card that we spoke about that speaks of you being a safe haven for a lot of different individuals, which is exactly why you have a lot of secrets just stored in your memory or data bank of your phone. And the Three of Feathers here shows me that your crush can see in you that you're someone who is able to kind of stem all of these secrets. So to you, sometimes it may seem like you're carrying too much of a weight on your shoulder, but your crush views you as someone who is very strong and who is able to let go of anything that doesn't serve them. So that also, of course, means being able to let go of secrets if they don't serve you, but not as in telling another person, but let go of feeling like you're bearing that weight. So if someone tells you a secret that has to do with infidelity, not feeling like it's your responsibility somehow to tell the person who is cheated on, but simply, truly, honestly keeping it to yourself without feeling bad and without feeling like you are in any way responsible for the hurt that's being caused, and understanding that just because you know a lot about other people's lives and their secrets and the things that they maybe regret doesn't mean that you owe the person who the regret kind of circles around an explanation, or that you owe them the truth, especially if you did not ask to know about a secret. Next up, we've got purification. So I can see here that you definitely don't see in yourself how pure of a soul that you truly are. You may have always known, group number 1, that you're someone who has pure intentions and someone who only wants the best for others, but in purification, I definitely see that you are a lot more trustworthy than most people, and you're filled with a lot more pure intent and honesty than most. Here within leadership, I can see that what you don't see in yourself, but your crush does see in you, is that you're actually an amazing leader, that you're actually someone who's really good at pushing other people forward, at motivating other other people and making other people feel as though they have someone to come to trust and confide in, and furthermore also that your life is most likely going to be filled with a lot of bounty and blessings and a lot of unexpected abundance in different moments. Now, group number one, you may actually start to not even notice all of these little pieces of abundance that are coming your way. That could be finding a little bit of money on the street, that could be driving to your work and often having waves of green lights so you don't need to wait. It could be being invited to a lot of awesome meals so you don't have to purchase your own meals, and you also are able to spend time with other people who care about you and trust you. It could be receiving more promotions within your lifetime than the average person, but because to you this is the new norm, it kind of doesn't seem so amazing. It doesn't seem like such huge blessings, but I can definitely see that one thing you don't see in yourself is just how truly fortunate that you are. But I mean, the fact that you're even able to watch this video, that you have internet and some sort of device on which you can receive these messages already is proof that you are in a better situation, economically speaking, than most of the world, than most of the global population. The Princess of Pentacles does show me here that one thing about you is you don't like to brag, and you're a very humble person. This is one thing that your crush sees in you. This is one thing that your crush loves about you, that you're never showboaty, and you have clearly worked hard for your success, even if they may not see that at the beginning. But once they get to know you, they understand that you are a very humble, caring human being. The Eight of Pentacles shows me here that they're actually surprised by just how much work and time and effort that you've put into your career and into your own professional life. The Eight of Pentacles shows me that they see you as one of the hardest working people that they've ever met. That's how your crush sees you as soon as they get to know you a little bit. So if you've always asked yourself what your crush has thought of you, if you've already spoken to them, group number one, do know that they see you as someone who's super hardworking. We also have the Emperor as well as the Wheel of Fortune. Let's talk about this, shall we? The Emperor shows leadership qualities, just as we spoke about earlier, and that you're a great leader and someone that others like to listen to. And I can see here that the reason for that in the Wheel of Fortune is that you always bring a positive attitude to the table. And you may not notice this because it's second nature to you, but your crush notices this, that you're a very positive person and you don't have this toxic positivity of just always trying to make everything sound better than it really is or sugarcoating things, but you know that the glass only is like half filled with water, but you choose to see the glass as half full instead of half empty, if that makes any sense, group number one. And this is definitely something that your crush truly loves about you and truly finds so inspiring that you may not notice that you do, but you always see the opportunity in things. And more often than not, you've made the best of your situation and you've been able to create better outcomes for yourself than anyone else in your shoes or in your situation could have done. Next up, we've got Pachamama. So in Pachamama, I can definitely see that you seem to be like an earth angel to your crush. You're like this beautiful fairy from the woods, okay, from the tropics, who's not only connected to Mother Earth, but also seems to be a natural beauty. So whether you are truly 100% a natural beauty or not, do know here that your crush sees in you a very naturally beautiful person. The curse does also show me that your crush is so worried about you just constantly being scooped up by other people. I can see that your crush is worried about losing out on their opportunity to be with you because they feel as though there's almost like this curse surrounding people like you who they find attractive or who they see as leaders, as people who are hard workers. They find you to be someone who is very attractive in a more conventional sense than you have ever thought or seen, group number one. So they are so worried that someone else is going to pick you up, woo you, wow you, and that's going to be it, especially going through the glow up that you're going through, group number 1. I can see here within the smoky mirror that what you don't see in yourself but your crush certainly does is, again, just that beauty. You don't quite realize how beautiful that you truly are, group number 1, and I hope that you vow to take a little bit more time today to just reflect on your natural beauty, whether that be something that you love about yourself externally or internally, something about your intelligence or your mental capacity. Leave a little butterfly emoji down below in the comment section if you promise and vow to take a moment after receiving your reading to just name 3 things that you love about yourself. It could be your eyes, it could be your eyelashes, it could be your teeth, it could be your skin, your voice, the fact that you've maybe stuck through really tough times and still emerged victoriously. Maybe you are able to play an instrument, and that's something that you've spent a lot of time teaching yourself and learning about. So do know here within the smoky mirror that your crush sees in you someone so much more beautiful than you see in yourself. The middle world shows me that you're kind of trapped in this in-between place, so you haven't quite realized your own beauty and your own exceptionally strong ambition and where that may take you. So try not to stay stuck in the middle world for too long, because what you definitely run risk of doing if you're remaining within the middle world is that with all of your ambition and drive and leadership qualities, you are the type of person, group number 1, who's capable of moving forward, starting their own company and their own business, working for themselves, and creating an empire that actually has a positive impact on this planet. So it's important for you to not stay working for other people for your entire existence, to not stay in a place where you're constantly allowing for others to make you feel maybe smaller than you truly are, because often in a lot of companies or establishments, the CEOs, the bosses, they're maybe qualified, but there are people with more ambition, more heart, and better leadership qualities within that company who do a lot of valuable work, and they never get the recognition for it. So I can definitely see here within the middle world is that right now you don't quite realize where you're going in life. You don't quite realize how far you're going to make it, group number 1. But your crush sees this. Other people are actually afraid of the fact that you have so much potential within you. But the thing is that you're still kind of in front of this smoky mirror. You still do not 100% understand your potential. But you're getting there, group number 1. Okay, these things can take time. In the 7 of Cups, I can also see that because it is really your choice to decide whether you want to be with someone who is toxic, whether you want to continue a job that may seem secure in order to avoid losing that security or trying something new. It is completely up to you whether you decide to see the beauty within yourself and take a moment after receiving your reading to truly love on yourself and give yourself a few compliments. I can see here in the 5 of Cups that you're sometimes so hard on yourself, and you sometimes procrastinate and then beat yourself up about procrastination, but at the end of the day that doesn't really change that you procrastinated, right? So instead of beating yourself up and taking time and energy out of your day for that, make sure that you just hype yourself up to do the things that you know would serve you and to do the things that you know are most likely going to clear up the smoky mirrors, just as leaving that butterfly emoji and ensuring that you give yourself a moment of gratitude, appreciation, and love after receiving your reading. The 3 of Swords does also show me here for you, group number 1, that what you don't see in yourself but your crush sees in you is that you can be a little heartbreaker, and you may not be aware of how many people have been crushing on you or are currently crushing on you, and that is where I see the heartbreaker thing come in. See, even while watching this video, you may not even be aware that this crush of yours exists or that this person is crushing on you. You are completely oblivious to a lot of people who are attracted to you, group number 1, and you're definitely someone who just doesn't quite understand yet their potential and how attractive that they truly are. But that again kind of confirms your very sweet nature and the fact that you have no narcissistic traits or tendencies at all, and you're still kind of growing into your own beauty and into your own wholeness. So group 1, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you found it interesting and it gave you a lot of insight about what you don't see in yourself, but your crush does. Make sure you have left that butterfly emoji down below in the description box in order to let me and others know that this is the group that you chose. And of course, if you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to check out my channel. I have hundreds of tarot readings on there, as well as videos on numerology where you can learn to calculate your life path number, your achievement number. You can learn things about your date of birth and your zodiac sign. So make sure you become a part of the unicorn tribe. So if you feel comfortable and right at home here on my channel, make sure that you explore all of the content that I've created for you. So thank you for being here, group number 1, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful souls who happen to be drawn to group 2, which corresponds to the crystals, the stone oracle deck. So let's move straight into your reading, figuring out exactly what crystal that you felt drawn towards. So this here is the blue calcite. We've got a few facts about the blue calcite. This card is basically telling you to act on your dreams, and this crystal is all about dreamy, calming type of energy. It is a vision board making type of stone that helps you to actually visualize exactly what it is that you want. The best place to put it is on your bedside table if you do own a blue calcite group 2, and this is for anyone who stares up at the ceiling worrying about the future at 3 a.m. So if that is you, you know why you felt compelled to choose the blue calcite crystal. The best time to use it is when stress is the enemy and freaking out is not a prerequisite for accomplishment. Keep that in mind. Deadlines aren't death sentences. Stress will extinguish your creativity and crush your dreams if you let it. Call on the calming, focused energy of blue calcite to remind you to put stress in its place, far away from the joy of the process and the delight of dreaming big. So we already have a little bit of insight as to what you don't see in yourself, but your crush sees within you. So your crush sees within you someone who acts on their dreams, but for you, group number 2, it may definitely feel as though you are pre-stressing a lot and as though you have this anxiety that can sometimes completely extinguish your creativity and make your dreams feel small. Let's add another crystal to your group just to figure out what the vibe is for you, group number 2, within this reading, and also what your crush definitely sees in you but you don't see in yourself. So I believe this is the howlite and this may be the tourmaline in quartz. Yes. Okay, so we've got the howlite and the tourmaline in quartz. You know your unicorn mom and knows her crystals. In the howlite, we have this notion of organizing your headspace. This is a stone that is for overstimulated minimalists living in a maximalist world, and it's here whenever you need some breathing room. So whenever you need a break from the never-ending onslaught of DMs, meeting requests, and trending stories, less is more, none is most. The howlite can help you with that. So your crush definitely feels as though less is more with you. So whether it is you trying less hard to impress others, trying less hard to make your physical appearance kind of be in the range of what society wants. Okay, so less makeup, less you trying to be something that is out of your comfort zone, the better. Then in the tourmalinated quartz, we have a stone that helps you restore your perfect light, the perfect version of who you are. So the tourmalinated quartz is for anyone in need of a psycho-spiritual club. The absolute best spot to place this crystal is wherever you intend to shine your brightest. So whether that is your heart, whether that is your crown chakra, do know that it's the best time to use this stone when it's time to shed a light on the vices, victims, and vampires in your life. Once you have a clear view of their whereabouts, it's that much easier to kick them back into the gutter where they belong, group number 2. So there are definitely some energy vampires that you may have allowed to get by thriving off of sucking out your energy for longer than necessary, and this is something that your crush feels or sees and you do not see in yourself or in your life. But that's usually the case with energy vampires and just overall external influences that don't serve us, group 2. So don't feel as though you're alone with this or as though this is something to feel ashamed of. Not at all, group number 2. I think we've all been there and done that, where we believed for sure, for certain, we could have literally bet our own lives on the fact that, oh, this person was our friend or this person was actually a worthy lover, and they ended up just being a foe or just being someone who betrayed us. The Three of Cups does show me here that what you don't see in yourself but your crush does is that you have a lot of people rooting for you and a lot of people who are in support of you, and that your social life is actually a really fortunate one. Right now, there are a lot of people, possibly also including your crush, who wish that they had the type of friends or family that you have, group number 2. But because it's the norm for you, you maybe sometimes still nitpick how many friends that you have, you know, the number of your friends in your friend circle, or how much time you get to spend with them, or whether you go on those Instagram worthy vacations or trips with them or not, whether the moments that you live with your friends and family are worthy of posting, because I think often we can compare that or get kind of caught up in the fact that Instagram and all of these social media outlets only capture one perfect moment, which is often heavily staged and fabricated. But I definitely see here that your crush definitely feels like you're someone who has an amazing social and family and home life. The Four of Pentacles shows me that your crush feels as though you are someone who could splurge a little bit more on themselves. So you may not see this in yourself, group number 2, but what your crush does see in you is someone who is very attached to creating stability and can sometimes also be kind of cheap on themselves. So you know, for example, that it would be of great value for you to do a self-care day, but nevertheless you don't do it, group number 2, just because you're trying to be cheap, or you feel like, well, why should I get a facial? I could do a face mask at home. Or why should I get a massage when I could just simply relax at home instead of doing that? But it's not just the act of getting a facial or a massage or whatever self-care that you could do externally. It's also the fact that you pencil yourself in the calendar, that you commit, that you go, that you enjoy, and that you're in a space where it is just 100% you and there are no interruptions. That's really important, as I see in the Queen of Cups, that your crush sees in you a very self-sacrificial type of person. So you're the type to put other people's needs before yours very often. And that is not surprising if you are a parent of some sorts, whether that's a parent to a child or a pet parent. If that is not your situation, group number 2, you can still be super self-sacrificing by putting family and friends' needs often before your own. But again, as we just spoke about in the Four of Pentacles, that's not always a good thing. I see here within the Ace of Pentacles that what you don't see in yourself, but your crush certainly does, is that through being so self-sacrificial, through this altruistic way of living, you have missed some opportunities in your career or in your professional life. But this is not something to feel bad or ashamed about, group number 2, because opportunities, they come and go. It's not as though you have missed opportunities that you will never be able to quote unquote replace, or you will never be able to find better opportunities that can still take you to where you're trying to go in your professional life. It's just that you've overlooked some things that you could have done for yourself because you're so busy taking care of others. The Four of Swords shows me here that what you don't see in yourself but your crush sees in you is that sometimes there is this little bit of resentment there. And group number 2, I'm a very honest tarot reader because I truly do not like to sugarcoat anything. I like to read the cards as I see and receive them. So having resentment towards some of the people or projects that you spend your time on, even though you need a break, even though you need a little bit of self-care, it is completely normal. And especially with all of those of us who are super self-sacrificing, it tends to show up at some point down the line. The more we spend time ignoring our own needs, our own personal needs, and doing stuff for others, the more we start to realize that that is chiseling away at us. And that's what I see here within the Tower. I see that that's not something you can keep up for much longer. And your crush definitely may feel a little bit like unsure about whether you're in a place where you even have time for a relationship. So what you don't see in yourself, but your crush does see in you, is that your schedule is jam-packed, is the fact that you possibly do not even have time for a relationship or to be in a committed spot with them. And the Ace of Swords, it does also show me here that that truly makes them wonder whether they should even ask you out, whether they should even try to be in a committed situation or relationship with you. The Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles does also show me here that they are looking forward to the day where you finally realize that you have to put yourself first a little more. They may look at that day through a little bit of a bittersweet lens if they never had the opportunity to actually be with you, group number 2, but nevertheless, they want that for you. In the Lover's card, I can see that what you don't see in yourself, but your crush definitely does, is just how lovable that you are and how attractive that you are. And also how much potentially people of the same sex are attracted to you. How much people who you also did not expect are attracted to you. So you're definitely someone where gender or any type of biases, racial biases or whatever, your beauty and your attractiveness transcends that. So even though some people may identify as straight, some people prefer to enter relationships with people who come from the same cultural or spiritual background as they do. That is definitely a rule that doesn't apply to you, that you're often excluded from, just because a lot of people are okay with sacrificing what they thought was their non-negotiable when it comes to a relationship for you. Moving further into your reading, we've got Healing Chaos. So I can see here that what you don't see in yourself, but your crush certainly does, is that you're definitely healing up from some past wounds, from some past hurt that you've been through, and you're emerging more powerfully. And in the Wonders, I can see that you're changing in a way that is very unexpected, okay, that is making a lot of people do a double take and kind of wonder also where you got the confidence from all of a sudden and how you were able to change your life around in this way. In Stillness, I can see here that your crush kind of sees you as someone who is very mature and who is more on the elegant, quiet side. You're not someone who needs to scream from the rooftops, shout from the rooftops whenever you have some success in your life. You're definitely someone who is very classy in that way of keeping things to yourself often. And last but not least, within this deck, I can see here that in trust, you are a truly trustworthy person, and your crush feels as though they could tell you anything, and you take that secret with you till your last breath. In the Trust card, as well as the Wonders, I can see that your crush sees in you someone with a lot more potential than they actually realize, so that you're highly underestimating yourself, group number 2. and that you're kind of putting yourself into a smaller box than you can actually get comfortable in. So you're putting yourself into a box with your career or with what you're capable of in your lifetime, but actually what you're truly capable of in all actuality is a lot more than you ever expected or gave yourself credit for. Next up, we've got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So group 2 and the Eight of Pentacles reversed, I can see here that once again, we're talking about this whole notion of you not giving yourself enough credit. You're not allowing yourself to truly enjoy some public recognition every now and then. So if someone tells you, for example, that you're a really beautiful person, you may just shrug it off and just say, oh no, this old thing, this old little version of me, it's okay. It's nothing. You know, you may just kind of minimize that. And this is one thing that you may not see in yourself, but your crush does. It definitely is very humble, but humble in a way that maybe doesn't serve you, because the more you say no to compliments, the more you actually start to internalize that these things are not truths. So enjoy when you receive validation from others. Of course, don't put it on a pedestal. Don't seek out validation from others. But when you're receiving compliments from other people, you might as well use it in order to strengthen your self-confidence and also take credit where credit is rightfully due. The Three of Cups shows me here that what you don't see in yourself, but your crush does, is the sense of being very emotional, very attached, if you will, to the people who you care about. So it may be super hard for you to let go of people, group number 2, especially after they've hurt you. You tend to be the type of person who wants to give more chances and believe in the good of others. And I see here within the King of Cups that you've maybe had tumultuous relationships, maybe with water signs, as we do have the King of Cups. So think Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancerian. But the King of Cups in this instance can also just represent that it was a very emotional time. So you maybe felt like crying for weeks or months on end. You maybe felt this deep sadness at your core when a relationship with this person fell apart, who you once thought was the one, or who you once thought was truly a close friend that you could believe in and confide in the long run. The Two of Swords does also show us here that you can be super indecisive with your relationships, maybe more indecisive than you're aware of. And this is an area of your life that you can work on, group number 2. It's not a bad thing, because it simply shows that you don't just throw relationships or people away as soon as they don't serve you. It actually proves that you have a lot of strength, but it's also important for you to protect yourself and to not use all of your time and energy in believing in others who don't even believe in themselves. I can see here within the Two of Pentacles that your work, as well as just overall projects for your professional life, have often suffered because you've spent too much time worrying about other people and how you can include them in your life. Meanwhile, those people were not paying as much attention or not giving as much care to their behavior to ensuring that they can stay in your life. I see here within the Six of Coins that you're super generous. This is something that you may not see in yourself, but you're far more generous than the average person, group number 2. And often people look at you as someone who they may think of taking advantage of. So it's very important that you protect yourself. It's very important that you remain this humble, beautiful, generous individual that you are, but that you shut people out who are just there in order to benefit and profit. The best relationships are one where they are mutually beneficial, right? The best relationships are built on a foundation of being generous with each other, not one person using the other person's generosity to their advantage without actually providing anything in return. So to sum it up, group number 2, basically what you don't see in yourself, but your crush does see with within you is just how kind and caring and self-sacrificing that you truly are. The fact that you have a lot more potential within you than you ever realized, and you have a life that a lot of people feel envious of or wish that they had. So group 2, I hope that this reading resonated. Leave a little crescent moon emoji down below in the comment section in order to let me and others know that you were here and you made it all the way to the end. I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that you found it insightful. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful souls who happen to have felt drawn to the Ostara tarot deck. This is one of my favorite decks, not just because of its depictions, but also because of its beautiful silver gilding. I absolutely love that. It reminds me of my own tarot decks. Let's move into your reading group number 3 to figure out what you don't see in yourself, but your crush does. So first up, we've got the 3 of Wands as well as the moon that literally just popped right out of the pile, group number 3. I don't know if you caught that, but I can definitely see here that the moon has a significant importance within your reading and within what you don't see about yourself, but your crush does. In the moon, let's start off with that. I can definitely see that you're a very intuitive person. You're someone who has very deep running emotions, and you're an emotional being overall. This is something that your crush realizes and sees. And in the 3 of Wands, I can also see that they can tell that you make decisions based on your gut feeling and based on whether you believe something to be right. The Queen of Cups shows me that you're a very responsible person when it comes to this, because when it is more rational to just do what's right rather than what you actually want to do, you will still do that, okay? You will make sure that you don't just follow your gut feeling even if it hurts other people, but at the same time, you have to do what you have to do sometimes. So you have a bit of a rebellious streak in nature to yourself, and it's not coming from a place of you actually trying to be rebellious, but it's just more you having this deep inner knowing and inner wisdom that you sometimes have to do something for yourself, even if it goes against all odds or against what other people would advise you to do, group number 3. Next up, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So what you don't see in yourself, but your crush certainly does, is that you're a very fortunate and lucky human being when it comes to life overall. There is a lot of good fortune that surrounds you, and you're definitely usually more lucky than the average person, whether it be through winning things in lottery prizes. People like you tend to be more lucky than others, whether it's receiving promotions or being with a partner for a long amount of time. I can see here in the Wheel of Fortune that whether it's love, whether it's earthly abundance, or whether it's health, you seem to be in a space where you are more fortunate than most, and your crush sees that within you, even though you may not. The 5 of Pentacles does also show me here that one thing that you don't see in yourself, but your crush certainly does, is your apprehension to actually ensure that your financial safety is here and feasible when it comes to your future. So making sure that you become more financially literate than you are at this point, as I can see here within the 5 of Pentacles, that you still have a little bit of learning that you can do to just optimize the way that you distribute your finances, whether it's learning a little bit more about stocks, about investing in real estate, about what accounts you can open up in order to gain a lot of interest every single year if you just put some savings in a savings account and, you know, make money kind of without working for it, without trying. I can see here within the 5 of Pentacles that what you don't see in yourself is that you have more potential when it comes to that. And also in the King of Coins, I can see that, well, or King of Pentacles, however you'd like to call it, group number 3, is that there are also some people surrounding you who are maybe not always giving you the best of advice. So it is definitely important for you to discern who you're taking advice from financially, and who you're listening to, if that person hasn't been where you're trying to go, okay, if they haven't amassed the type of wealth that you're trying to amass, if they haven't had their own business, if they haven't successfully been in the stock market themselves, then it's most likely not the best place for you to get advice from right now, group number 3. So listen, but don't act on it. Make sure that you always follow that gut feeling of yours, as we spoke about within the moon. And do know here that your crush is definitely someone who knows a lot about financial literacy and who researches a lot of things. They are very book smart, and they definitely feel as though you and them, you could be this amazing duo that learns a lot together and then applies that knowledge. But I do also see here within the King of Pentacles that they maybe even underestimate how much of a boss that you can be when it truly matters, because you seem all kind of like cute and tame on the outside. Ooh, okay, we've got the Jaguar, which beautifully continues on with this cute and tame on the outside notion. And the Jaguar, I can see that on the inside, there is definitely a wild side to you that your crush does not see. So there's definitely a side to you that is very unexpected. I know this reading is all about what you don't see in yourself, but your crush does. But we have this little piece of information here for you, group number 3, that I definitely wanted to allow to get through to you, which is that you seem very kind of cute on the outside, but people don't understand what a freak you can be on the inside. I see here within the Luminous Warrior that you seem to be more tame on the outside, or more put together or conservative than you truly are, just because you're definitely someone who prides themselves in taking care of their appearance, or making sure that they clothe themselves in a way that represents their innermost being. And your innermost being is definitely someone who wants equality in this world, is someone who is open-minded, who is fun and can be eclectic. So a combination of those things definitely means that your external appearance is very much put together in a very neat, nice type of way, which allows for your crush to come to these conclusions of you just being all cute and kind throughout, which you are, but you also have a bit of a nasty side, for lack of better words, group 3. In the staff, I can see here that what you don't see in yourself, but your crush does, is how much of a leader that you can be, how much your leadership qualities can actually serve you in the long run, and they can actually serve you when it comes to your career and the projects that you have in your professional life. And the journey reverse does also show me here that what you don't see in yourself, but your crush does, is that you have a bigger journey ahead of you than you ever expected, especially in your career. You're meant to go further or do things a lot bigger than you ever thought. So right now you may think that you have a vague idea of what your path will be when it comes to your professional life, but you actually have no clue. Group number 3, things are going to change completely. Nothing is going to be as you planned it out to be or wanted it to be, but with that come possibilities that you never even thought would be yours in the most positive sense, right? It's just like someone thinking that they want to, for example, become a doctor or a nurse, and that's already a really big goal. But what is out of that realm, but also a possibility, is them having their own facility, their own practice, being able to help more people while also bossing up and taking their fate into their own hands. But let's move further into your reading to figure out more about what you don't see in yourself, but your crush does. Within stillness, I can see that you're a very elegant, quiet, calm person. You may never feel that way on the inside, especially if you suffer from something like anxiety, or you often feel very self-conscious, group number 3. But your crush sees you as someone who is a traditional beauty inside and out. Furthermore, you may be completely unaware of how successful that you seem to be to your crush, and this is definitely something that they may find intimidating. We also have the Jaguar within this success card again, and we already had the Jaguar show up for you here. So I do want you to understand here that having this Jaguar energy can be so intimidating to some people, because when they think of rejection by a jaguar, they think of you showing your fangs, so to say, and making it very obvious to other people that you rejected them. So they're of course afraid of public humiliation, also because they find you to be so beautiful, also in a conventional sense. So they are very patient. They will patiently wait until they are 100% sure that you're into them before they make a move. So what you don't see in yourself but your crush does is just how powerful your aura and your energy is, and how much more intimidating you are than how you feel. So you may feel like you're just a cute little butterfly, but what you're actually giving off is strong boss energy. In the transformation card, I can also see here that what you don't realize about yourself is how much of a transformation you go through every couple days, every couple weeks. You're constantly evolving and changing and becoming a better version of yourself. And I can definitely see here within transformation that you don't give yourself enough credit. You don't take credit where credit is due, and you're definitely someone who is a bit more down to earth than you realize that you are, which is not a bad thing, but at the same time, like, don't miss out on opportunities where you can simply enjoy the fact that you've worked hard and now you get to enjoy all of the fruit of your labor. The Two of Cups shows me here that what you don't see in yourself but your crush does is what your future looks like together. They feel as though you have a great connection that can last for a very long time. The Two of Cups is a highly favorable card when it comes to love, and it definitely also does show that your crush sees in you someone who is husband or wifey material, someone who can be honest and loyal in the long run, and who is kind of a bit of a heartbreaker. That's what I see here in the Three of Swords. You don't realize how much people actually flock towards you, group number 3, and that may be because the experience that you have in this lifetime is so subjective, right? You've never known anything other than being yourself. There's no other way of existing. All you have is your past and the experiences that you have gathered in your past, which shape your reality, your outlook, how you see things in life, and that's super subjective. So the Three of Swords does show me that you may think like, oh no, I'm not really a heartbreaker. I'm not really even super attractive. I haven't broken anyone's heart. But with being a bit of a heartbreaker, I can see here that a lot of people wish that they could be with you. However, it is kind of hard for them to ask you out because you have a bit of intimidating energy, and they can feel heartbroken or a little down and out over it. Not that that's your fault, group number 3, but that is what is meant here within the Three of Swords. Oh, I absolutely love these holographic edges of the Pastel Journey tarot deck. It just makes me so proud to see my own tarot decks within my readings alongside all these other cards. We've got the Ace of Pentacles as well as the Ace of Swords. So what you don't see in yourself but your crush certainly does is that your leadership qualities can not only get you really far in life, but they will also have you starting your own business or your own side hustle. I see that in the Ace of Pentacles, and that you're actually more equipped than most people, because while you are very humble, you're also someone who isn't afraid to try new things or look at new ideas. You don't just always look for confirmation bias. So for example, just looking for things in your day-to-day life that confirm the notion that you have or confirm the ideas that you have about your future or what you can do in your future. You actually try to look at things from a critical standpoint as much as you possibly can, which just shows how mature that you truly are. Next up, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Again, we've already had the Ace of Pentacles show up twice. Again, you are the ideal person to start a business because you don't just care about revenue and making money for yourself. You care to create a business that has a lasting positive impact on this planet. And the Knight of Cups shows me here that what you don't see in yourself, but your crush certainly does, is how much you shape other people's lives and existence just through being there for them, showing what it's like to be a kind person, a humble person, and how that is definitely a trait that a lot of people sometimes shy away from because they don't want to get hurt, but you lead by example. And in the Five of Swords, I can see that you don't see this in yourself, but your crush does, is that often you are seeing things as way too fatalistic than they truly are. So for example, if you lose out on a job opportunity or you lose out on a situation that you thought you should have done better, whether it is a friendship or a project that could help you in your career, I see here in the Five of Swords that you often really beat yourself up and you're really hard on yourself about it. Whereas, you know, we all make mistakes. We can't win every single battle or do everything perfectly. So you're being a little more hard on yourself than necessary. Group number 3, and this is something that you maybe don't see in yourself, but your crush does see that you're so hard on yourself. The Four of Swords here shows me that you have a petite circle when it comes to friends and when it comes to people who you truly call friends and you really trust. I'm not talking acquaintances or just people who you know, I mean real friends, group number 3. And this is something that your crush really admires, that you have a select group of people who you can always count on and who you know will always be there for you. So this is definitely something that you may not see in yourself, but your crush does, that you have a very enviable life setup and a very enviable personality that a lot of people wish they could have represented in their own personality a lot more. So group number 3, this is the reading that I received for you. And if you made it to this point, don't forget to leave a rabbit emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to this point. So to wrap up your reading, some of the things that you don't see in yourself but your crush really does is how strong your energy is, how much of a great leader figure that you can be if you allow yourself to, and that you still have so much ahead of you, so much coming that you absolutely did not expect. Furthermore, you're also someone who is already very successful, especially if you compare the success that you've had to people in similar economic situations as you are, or who are at a similar age as you are. So I can definitely see here in the Two of Cups as well that what you don't see in yourself but your crush does is that you're someone who is most likely going to have relationships with longevity that last for a very long time, for decades or even lifetimes, and that just overall you are someone who has their heart in the right spot. You follow your intuition when intuition is helpful, but at the same time, you're mature enough to know when you simply just need to do what's right, not what you maybe feel like you want to do in that moment. So group 3, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section to let me and others know what resonated, what you thought of your reading. Thank you so much for being here and spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful souls who happen to have felt drawn to group 4, which corresponds to the Spiritsong tarot deck. So let's move straight into your reading so we can figure out what you don't see in yourself but your crush does, group number 4. We've got the 8 of Feathers and the 8 of Crystals. We have the number 8 show up for you twice already. The number 8 is a number of abundance, and in numerology it is said that the number 8 definitely also displays good fortune. We've got the 4 of Shells as well as the Ace of Feathers. Okay, so the more dominant suit within your reading is the suit of Feathers, which corresponds to the suit of Swords, which actually connects to the element of air. And the element of air is all about what goes on within your mental headspace. It's all about communication. So one thing that you don't see in yourself but your crush does is that you're actually someone who is super courageous and also very solution oriented. I see that in the 8 of Feathers. Rather than looking at life from a scarcity viewpoint, you completely embrace that number 8 and you look at the glass as half full always. Even if the glass, you know, only has water to its halfway point, rather than seeing the glass as half empty, you always find a way to see it as half full and to find the courage within you to look for solutions rather than complain about circumstances that maybe aren't perfect, because you understand that life isn't perfect. The Ace of Feathers shows me that you're a very creative and inventive type of person. This is something that you maybe don't see in yourself, but your crush does, and other people also do. And the Ace of Feathers, furthermore, is all about the fact that you're someone who brings a lot of mental clarity to the table, not as many biases as other people, but of course we're all human. We all have a few biases under our belt. So the Ace of Feathers shows me here that when it comes to your mental foundation, you're very strong and stable, despite you not always feeling that way. The Four of Shells shows me here that a thing you don't see in yourself but your crush does is the fact that you're someone who always gives more chances than maybe people deserve, or at least that's how your crush feels. They feel as though you give too many people chances who are not deserving of your time or more of your love and energy. The Eight of Crystals does show me here, oh, and by the way, the Eight of Crystals corresponds to the element of earth, because the Eight of Crystals is actually the Eight of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. Shows me here that you are super dedicated and that you make more progress than you're aware of. So what you don't see in yourself but your crush does is the fact that you're super ambitious and you've already accomplished more than most people your age or in your economic situation, in your town, wherever it is that you live and reside and do life. Group number 4. But at the same time, you still want more. You're always dedicated towards being better, and this is the reason for all of the progress that you're able to make. But it's important for you to sometimes sit down, lean back, and simply just look at your progress and marvel in it and feel proud of it and allow for yourself to celebrate your successes more. I can see here within Miracles that what you don't see in yourself but your crush definitely does is how much of a light that you are in this world. You may not see yourself as the miracle that you truly are, group number 4. So if nobody has told you this today, know that you are truly a miracle and so unique. The chances of you even existing and being born are close to zero. Those chances are slimmer than winning the lottery. So that in itself is already a bigger win than one can even imagine. So know here within Miracles that your crush definitely also sees you as someone who is so beautiful and pure, in a sense of bringing so much light to the table and bringing so much extra love to this world, which is something that I think we really need in times like these. So let's move further into your reading. We've also got Truth. So I can see that what you don't see in yourself but your crush does is that you're someone who is super loyal and truthful. So you may already know this, group 4, but you don't really think about it every single day, right? It's not a usual affirmation, I would say, that you tell yourself that you're loyal or that you're truthful or that you're honest. It's definitely something that when you just are, this is your default setting, and you can tend to forget the value in being loyal just because it's the norm to you. You can tend to forget just how much people seek out someone just like you, who is honest, who is real, who will never betray another person, who is definitely someone that can also keep secrets but tell the truth when the truth is necessary. Because you're living this as your regular existence, you kind of don't even realize that that in itself really heightens your value in the market, for example, in love, because a lot of people are dishonest, a lot of people are not loyal, and a lot of people do end up going out and cheating or having their own little secret life away from their partner. And this is something that I can see here within Truth, Miracles, and Purity, that you're not only not willing to do, but you're also not really capable of, because it's something that would just eat you up from the inside out, group number 4. And this in itself is a super valuable asset. A lot of people just wish they had a partner who they can count on. And this is something that you have to remind yourself, that all of these things that seem normal to you, they are assets. They are things to be proud of, and that show just how worthy of real love and reciprocity that you are. The Queen of Pentacles shows me that what you don't see in yourself but your crush does see in you is the fact that You're really good when it comes to finances. You're better than you think that you are. All you have to do is have a bit more confidence about it, and also allow for yourself to just take a little moment to take a deep breath when you're doing something that you're afraid of when it comes to finances, like paying bills, like, for example, checking your account and feeling bad or overwhelmed or wishing things were better. Know that things are already really good and that you're already more mature than most people your age and within your situation. The Four of Wands definitely shows me here that what you don't see in yourself but your crush does see in you is that you're most likely going to end up in a very stable environment. You will have purchased your own home, or just at least been able to establish something that gives you stability, right? Whether that is a marriage or a relationship that you feel you can always come back to, or, for example, a home and having other assets to your name, such as real estate investments, such as having a portfolio of stocks. The Four of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles shows me here that you're more financially smart and driven than you actually realize. We've got the Knight of Cups as well as the Five of Cups. I can see here that what you don't see in yourself, but your crush certainly does, is that you're not afraid to leave people behind who are not real with you and who are kind of just playing games. You are more savage than you actually see yourself as, a group number 4, which is not a bad thing, because if you don't protect yourself and your heart, I mean, who will, right? The dating game can be brutal. So I definitely see here in the Knight of Cups and the Five of Cups that when someone has wronged you, you can definitely hold a grudge for a long time and just be unforgiving and leave. Next up, we've got the Taming the Wind card. So the Taming the Wind card showing up in reverse shows me that what you don't see in yourself but your crush does is that you have a wild side to you, but at the same time it's like, unleash it more, group number 4. Let it out more. Don't be afraid to be wild, to be different. I can see here within the Sorcerer that you have this lineage within your blood, and this may be because you do come from, say, a native heritage, or just overall there are some people in your bloodline that you're maybe unaware of, but they've had these shamanic healing powers. They have been very influential when it comes to the spiritual realm. And I see here in the Sorcerer reverse that you don't see that in yourself, but somehow that energy just emanates from you. The energy of being able to connect to the divine, and your crush may not be able to put their finger on what it is exactly, or even kind of say what it is, put it in words, if you know what I mean, group 4, but they can definitely feel that something is different in you. Something just makes you different than the others. Then we've got completion. So what you don't see in yourself but your crush does is just how complete you are as a whole. We have the Ouroboros symbol for you, group number 4, which definitely also is a representation of infinity, of the fact that life is cyclical and so is your existence, and that things are always complete as they are, even though we go through different phases. Those different phases in themselves are whole, they're valid, they are important, and they're worthy of being embraced. So whether you're going through a tough time emotionally or spiritually, that in itself is whole and is worthy of you embracing, even though it's maybe not a cycle that you love or that is the easiest or the smoothest. In the Lovers card, I can see that what you don't see in yourself but your crush does is just how many people are actually crushing on you. You may not even be aware of this crush, group number 4. Leave a little flame emoji down below in the comment section, by the way, if you made it to this point in the reading, to let me and others know. But coming back to the Lovers, you're blissfully unaware of how attractive that you are and how much you actually make other people lust and fantasize over you and want to envision what a relationship with you would actually be like. We've got the Two of Cups, which is one of the most favorable cards when it comes to love, but we've got the Two of Cups reversed. So you seem to be someone who doesn't let others too close to them. It seems to your crush like it would be really hard to enter in a relationship with you, and you may be like screaming at the screen right now, group 4, and saying, no, like it's not hard at all. I literally wish my crush would just say that they're crushing on me and would just make the first step because, you know, maybe you're shy, maybe you're unaware of this crush, but do know here in the Two of Cups reversed that so are they, group 4. They are oh so shy. They're oh so afraid of rejection. And that's definitely something that has kept them in their head. I see that here in the 8 of Swords. They are definitely terrified of you rejecting them. They're terrified of the fact that you may have other prospects or other people who you're more interested in romantically, or that you're even already taken or already talking to someone in a more serious manner. Next up, we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So furthermore, you may not see this in yourself, but your crush does see this in you, that you are financially meant to be independent, you're meant to be financially free, and you already are financially pretty well off, at least in your crush's opinion. So you may not see this, but other people see you as someone who is put together and someone who maybe comes from a wealthy background, and that could be due to how you carry yourself or the fact that you have really great manners or a really great sense of style. Again, group 4, this is not about the truth or how you see yourself. This is all about how your crush sees you and certain aspects of how other people see you. So in the 9 of Pentacles, do definitely know here that people often feel like you're wealthier or from a wealthier background than you actually are. So group 4, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. I love reading your comments and connecting with you. Thank you for making it to this point in the reading. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Thank you.